All right, so from what I hear in the NBA, after 5 or 6 years, they're guaranteed a pension where they will get paid even after they retire. So what you notice in the NBA is when you get like a new kid in, he's like 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever in his first year, they will cut the 4th or 5th year player, even though he's better, just so that they won't have to pay him forever. Does this practice happen in other realms?
Yep.
When does it happen? And is it legal?
Well, I don't know if it's legal, but there's different versions of it where companies will basically try to get rid of the more expensive person, especially if there's an event that's going to happen, like it doesn't have to be a pension, it could be any other kind of, like some kind of payout or something, but yeah.
So
yeah, I think more in the past. I don't know if there's more litigation that's stopping it from happening or reducing it, but it's certainly happened.
So it's almost like reneging on a contract, because the reason why you offered the pension in the first place was because you wanted to recruit them, and you got them under their kind of against their will because they thought that one thing was going to happen, and then you completely changed the thing. Isn't that like going against the contract?
Yeah. Well, the question is, do they have a contract? So I've seen companies who verbally wanted to enforce something the other way around, but there was no contract, so there was nothing they could do.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like when you get married and then your wife stops dressing up. And you're like, wait a minute, you tricked me. No, but I don't know, like with the NBA guys, you wonder why some guys get cut and you're like, man, he was so much better than this guy. And I think a lot of it is just because of these pensions that they offer. So shouldn't they just stop offering the pensions? Wouldn't that help the players? If you were in a collective bargaining agreement as a bunch of players, would you fight to abolish the pensions? Even though they help, but they also hurt many, many ways. Would you fight for it or against it?
It depends on other things. Depends on the net benefit.
Well, obviously, if you're one of the best players, you want.
I'm just talking about, when you net all the benefits and costs, what's better, to have a pension or not have a pension? Because then you're increasing the risk that, hey, I might get injured next year, and then they took away the pension, then I'm screwed. So people are going to decide differently. So
you have to bet on yourself, or you do have to bet on the organization being kind? Or bet on yourself being good enough so that you don't get cut, even with the pension thing?
Or not getting hurt. And then getting cut. So then that plays into it too. Is like, what are the stipulations around getting injured? How does that impact pensions and payouts?
I think it's pretty grimy, but I don't know a way to stop it. How could you stop this? Like a guaranteed pension with early, or that you can buy into?
I mean, the companies, including NBA teams, don't like to play those pay pensions, all those kind of things. That's why a lot of those things have gone away from most companies.
So are the companies the ones fighting against it, or the players?
Well, the companies are basically getting rid of it, so it's not really as much of a thing anymore.
So I would say, as a player, I wouldn't kind of want it because that might get me fired.
Well, yeah. I mean, because the young generation now doesn't expect a pension outside the NBA. They go work for a company. They now don't have the expectation of getting a pension. So
pension is kind of an antiquated thing.
It's pretty close to it. So they'll basically go for the highest. Not who's going to pay me the most now. So yeah, I can see like NBA players now doing the same thing. Hey, I'm going for the money now, and I'm not worried about the back end.
So this generation is more about instant gratification, and that's notoriously not a good thing.
Yeah, and then you think about, I mean, it's the same exact thing's happening with college sports now, with the name and likeness stuff. These kids are getting
paid now.
They're getting paid now, paid up front, but there's no, from what I understand, basically nobody's making a contract, so there's really, either side can break it. Yeah. There's no legal ramifications. Like, kids are going, supposedly sign up for multi-million-dollar deals at schools, and they're seeing the price go up, so they decommit, and they basically just shop around until they get the highest price. Yeah. But then, are the schools going to actually pay them? It's so new that we don't really know.
There's nothing set in place.
Well, it's like a brand.
It's the Wild West.
It's very much the Wild West, and I think it's gonna explode.
Oh no, that's how those things usually happen.
Yeah.
I mean, same with the .com era and things like that, right? We start off kind of crazy, but then once it solidifies, then the players are in place forever. No, so that's pretty good information. Thank you so much, man.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks.